Check for a pulse. Hurry! Shit.
With John Thompson, the best place to be Australians at 6 under par. Robert Graham is 2 strokes further behind coming into the final round. And Terry Foster is in the car. David Kemp with you till 8 this morning, bringing you the latest news and views from around the world. Word has it that interest rates are set for another hike following the weekend's rise in the US. I'll be talking to our Washington correspondent. If it's your birthday today, you'll be sharing it with a multitude of famous people, including actor Meryl Streep, jet-setting mediator from the Nixon years, Henry Kissinger, Rolling Stones Skins band Charlie Watts, and lately, Scott and Hunt. Let's not read too much into that. 170.
Danny. Come on. Up and at him. Anthony. Wake up, Australia. Come on. What's this?
What does it look like?
Mind over matter, son. You can do it.
Fuck off.
Found Anthony in bed this morning, still in his clothes, with a half-eaten pizza. Then I walk into the bathroom, guess what I find in the laundry basket? The other half? A training bra. Danielle's.
What's wrong with wearing a training bra?
Well, there's nothing wrong with her wearing it, but she's supposed to discuss it with me first. You know, one of those little ritual bonding things between mother and daughter? I think she had to do it on her own.
Because you were too tied up with work. And now you're worried they're not coping.
Well, I'm worried they're coping just a little too well. Call me selfish and self-centred, but, you know, I like to feel like my kids still need me.
A prison officer is reported to have been seriously injured in an attack by a prisoner at Wattlefield Jail. It's believed the officer is now in hospital in a critical condition, but details of the attack are still to be confirmed. We'll have more on that story as
Should
it
get the
becomes
week off to a
available.
flying start.
Weather today.
Did they know who it was?
No, but Liz reckons they were cut up pretty bad.
Guys? Well, bastard. You hear about Waterfield?
Guess that someone was attacked.
Oh, hacked to pieces, mate. Lucky to survive.
Prisoner OD'd in Max last night, Laurie.
Is he dead?
No, they got to him in time, but apparently it was pretty high-octane stuff.
Yeah, the more we try and give it up, the more ways they find to bring it in.
I hate Mondays.
You hate any day with a Y in it, mate.
Have to shake the place down. Top to bottom, cells, visitors. And if we get the call, admin and clinical staff.
Search the sites. Let me do Corelli, please.
The drummer at Waterfield, mate. Yeah, I never know. Cutting up a screw only makes it twice as hard on the rest of us.
Why don't you give it a bloody rest, eh? You're always talking about shit you know nothing about.
You giving you trouble?
Nothing I can't handle.
Come on, fall in! You move, the warmer you get.
Should have finished the bastard off.
It's good news week.
Maybe not good for you, Murphy. Sort of more like biting the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd never do, boss. Unless, of course, it was the wrong hand.
Come on, let's move it! Come on!
3 arrests, 1 OD.
Doing it tough, but he said he was coping, and I believed him.
Yes, well, there is a school of thought that says it's all right to turn a blind eye to drugs in prison.
Look, Jim, if the stuff's here, they're going to bloody use it. We all know that.
But what I don't understand
Steve
is how it's got to such an alarming stage without anyone picking up on it.
Well, half the time you won't even admit that there's a problem.
Well, now we've got a very serious problem, particularly in the light of what's happened over at Wattlefield, and the word is that that is drug-related.
And we've got to stop the same thing happening here, Jim.
I'd be more worried about the problems with dirty needles. Some of those syringes have been around since before the flood.
Yes, well, we all know where the department stands on that one.
Another day, another dollar. At this rate, we'll end up rich old geezers with major tax problems.
That's a problem I can handle, Harry.
Money isn't everything. You can give me a sexy young virgin any day of the week.
They come with tax problems too, mate. I've forgotten my pouch. Don't let them start with that.
Stevie boy copper hotshot. Yeah, a little too rich for his blood. What happens to us, shakedown?
Looks that way.
Boring.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Bit like that, is it?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Oh, just seeing if you knew anything, you know.
Murphy. He knows it all, but he's not going to tell you anything, is he?
Well, maybe not. We'll catch him on a day when he's got a score to settle.
I told you, old man, I'm sick and tired of you mouthing off. Now piss off! Harry. Jesus, Harry, you gotta watch where you're going. We just bumped into the bloody bed, idiots. Useless, strung-out bastard.
Hey, Canada! Jeff, come on! Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
What's going on here?
It's just a bit of a nosebleed, boss.
Leave it.
Come on, mate. We better get you to the clinic, Harry. Come on.
Jeez, there's blood everywhere.
Come on, get back in line. You, clean up this mess. Get the billet. Must have been snorting detergent.
Or else it's that time of month, eh?
Got a bit of girls for you, mate. Maybe.
Jones, you're off to see the psych. Let's go. Good morning.
Good morning. Send him in. How you feeling? Must have been a pretty long weekend for you after our session on Friday. We covered quite a bit of ground with your brother. So, Kevin, have you done any more writing?
I need
down?
to know where we stand.
Where we stand.
Us. You and me.
Kevin, I think you better.
Can you just leave that mask off, all right? Look, I really prefer you without it.
What mask?
That mask that says that you're a psych and I'm a client. And there can never be anything more than that. How many of your clients do you hug, Louisa? Look, I watch you every morning when you come into this yard. Your eyes searching, I'm the first person that you look for. And I see the warmth behind that tight little smile. Look, you keep trying to hold it in place and it just keeps slipping away.
That shouldn't have happened.
Look, how many people do you think I open up to about my brother, right? About how I turned my back on him and let him die. Do you want me to tell you that? You're the first.
Kevin, it's my job to get you to open up.
Okay, right? So I'm being open and honest. You want me to be honest about my feelings, okay? There's one set of rules for you and another for me. Is that how it works?
Kevin, this can't happen.
Just tell me how you feel, Louisa. Just tell me that. Affection? Pity? So I interest you? Do I excite you? Do you dream about me? Because, my God, I dream about you.
Dreams are only dreams, Kevin.
Maybe you're just pushing my buttons because you're bored of this place, yeah? Yeah, the rat tamer tames herself her very own pet rat.
All right, that's enough.
For you, maybe, but what about for me? Shit, what does it matter what I have to say anyway?
Oh, well, it seems you've already made up your mind about me anyway. No matter what I say, I'm a liar.
You're just the same as all the rest of them. You just bloody think that you're different.
Oi, Jones!
I think this is one for you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's Jones's problem?
He's just having a difficult time of it right now.
Or is he putting you under pressure?
It's not his fault, Sam.
I don't care whose fault it is. If you let him get control of these
He's
sessions...
not getting control.
Well, if he's putting you under pressure, he obviously is.
I can handle it, Sam, okay?
I hope so.
Yeah, right, ram the whole bloody joint. We don't give a shit, you arsehole. Why don't you tear the place to pieces?
Listen, mate, it'll rain when it rains. There's too much heat on at the moment, right? So just piss off.
Morrissey, the dumb, four-eyed bastard. Hey, you know that screw from Wattlefield? You know, the one that got mugged? Well, they reckon that he was jabbed with a needle stick by, I don't know, some basket case with AIDS. Eh? And get this, they reckon old Harry's got it.
What are you going on about now?
Harry, he's lethal, mate.
You're on my spot.
Your spot? Excuse me.
Move!
Easy, Harry.
That's okay. I'm moving, Harry. Just don't bleed on me, all right?
Reckon that spot's got your name on it, mate. It's just another soulless chunk of concrete, just like the rest of it.
Not like the rest.
Could have fooled me. Hey, what's all this I hear about you having AIDS? Hey, Harry?
Laurie got the call to the governor's office.
Yeah? Much to do about bloody nothing.
Don't think so. Not this time. Reckon they'll search us as well.
You reckon? Not if the union's got anything to do with it.
It's the gorillas. Doesn't seem to be showing.
I need to see Pat.
Well, let me give her a call, Harry.
No, don't worry about the call.
But Pat's got a class right now.
I'll be finished soon. I'll take him up. I need a piss anyway. Still got the edges, mate, have you? See you next week.
Okay. Harry!
He's got a bean that's bonded about some bloody thing. Will you be right with him if I go for a wander?
Yeah, just get him a hot drink, eh?
Okay.
What is it, Harry?
They know.
Who knows?
The screws. Prisoners. I had a nosebleed in the block. Tried to do the right thing, clean up the blood.
But what makes you think they know?
The quack in the clinic reckons I should be in the unit. I'm not going, Pat.
Well, we can discuss it, Harry.
I just want to be treated as a normal con in the time I got left. Normal. What's normal about a place like this?
Here you go.
Oh, thanks, Ross. Could you close the door?
Sure. I just want to be left to die in my own way. Without all the fuss.
Got you holding out all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Miller.
Are you keeping this stash, Murph? Murph, wait.
For Christ's sake, Miller, just back off! Go and have a wank, Miller.
I need to see the psych.
What is this therapy day? You've been once already.
I need to see the psych.
All right, wait here.
You must be hot to trot, are you, Jones? You love spilling your guts to Louisa, do you? Still keeping her legs crossed for you?
What is this, bloody room service?
Yep. Use the time to clean it up. I'll give you till lunch, mister.
Who's that?
Kevin Jones, Toby Miller, sir.
I thought Jones was getting it together.
Oh, he's in a fight. It's nothing much.
Did he provoke it?
Miller's been arcing up all morning, deserved a hiding. He apparently said something Jones didn't like, sir.
Could this be drug-related?
Well, I doubt it. From what I can gather, Miller made some crack about him trying to get into somebody's pants.
Whose pants?
He'd requested to see a member of the clinical staff, sir.
Louisa Corelli?
Yes, sir. It's become something of a standard joke around the place, sir.
You're right.
I'm not going into the AIDS unit. That's final.
If you don't want to go, then you won't go.
They'll make me go. You know what they're like.
Nobody's going to make you do anything, Harry.
I want some assurances.
Okay,
Not from you, from the governor.
Come on, Harry. I'm on your side. You know that.
I'm not going.
Harry.
I'm not going to spend the last couple of years of my life being reminded every day that I'm dying.
What are you doing?
I want some assurances.
Put the glass down, Harry.
You know what it's like having AIDS in prison? It's like having leprosy. In biblical days, they want to put you in some tiny desert island in the middle of nowhere, so you won't bother anyone.
For the umpteenth time, no one is going to force you to go to that unit against your will, right, Louisa?
That's right, Harry. If you've already been diagnosed, the choice is yours.
Most HIV prisoners prefer to go to the unit anyway.
Yeah. Because they're gay or smackheads.
Either way, the choice is still yours. They can't discriminate against you any more in prison than they can on the outside.
There's discrimination, and there's discrimination.
Harry, if we go and get the governor, and he sees you like this, then yes, he probably will want to isolate you from the others.
No one's going to lock me away on my own. They might be the biggest bunch of useless bastards under the sun. But they're the closest thing to family I've got left.
It's not just a matter of having suspicions, it's being able to prove something.
You do have them, then?
Not in so many words, no.
I'll be forced to call in internal investigations, and we'll all look bad. Is that what you want?
If we do a search of the officers, we better make sure we're going to find something.
Governor?
The minute anything goes wrong, you jump straight on the custodial staff.
Half of the course, Laurie.
Why not put the clinical staff through the mill for a change?
Oh, you know what it's like, mate. Chosen few, the untouchables.
They get unlimited, unsupervised access. All that feely, touchy stuff. I mean, nobody knows what goes on once they get them behind closed doors.
It comes off, so I'm told, you know.
Aren't you on yard duty, Ross?
Yeah, I was just checking the roster. Narelle was keen to swap a shift next week. No sweat.
It's 15 minutes to muster, Harry.
I'm not budging till I see the governor.
Think about it, Harry, before you let him see you like this.
That's right. Arcing up, threatening to top yourself, he's not going to be that receptive.
And any minute now, Ross Bannerman's going to come back through that door and demand to know what's going on.
We can only help you, Harry, if you put the glass down.
Oh, I miss the old days.
What was so special about the old days?
Things were different. The SPs and sly grog shops. Just about everyone was on the take. The lawyers, the cops, the unions, pollies, everyone had their price.
Harry used to work on the wharves.
Sooner or later, whatever you wanted fell off the back of a truck. It was corrupt, I know, but it worked. We were mates, you see. We looked after one another. Things are different now.
What's different about today?
Drugs. Drugs changed everything. Honour amongst thieves only works when the thieves aren't using. Do you see?
A close friend of Harry's contracted HIV while he was in prison. He died a couple of years back.
His missus ditched him, checked up with someone else. Took a couple of hits for the pain. I tried to look out for him. We were mates.
Harry, it's 10 minutes to muster. If you're not going to go back to the yard, at least let me clear it with Bannerman and Laurie Gilbert.
Clear it? How?
Well, I'll tell them that you're not feeling well, that we're looking after you. I mean, Laurie's okay. He'll let us cut the slack as long as I tell him. Do you trust me or not? You be all right? You look after her, won't you, Harry? You won't do anything silly.
I don't hurt women, Pat.
5 minutes, 10 at the most. Oh, Ross, you're back.
Is Harry back in Happy Land?
No, he's a bit depressed. In fact, he's hit a brick wall. Louise is in there with him, and I'm just going to check with Laurie to see if he can skip muster.
You'll be lucky. You know, sharing a cell with Miller would make anyone depressed.
Did your mate die here in the prison, in the AIDS clinic?
Yeah.
Is that why you don't want to go there? Too many bad memories?
I'm not homosexual. And I don't use drugs. I just don't want to be around anybody that does.
It's fair enough. What was his name? Your mate?
Hugh.
Sorry that Hugh isn't here now. Maybe he'd get you to settle down, talk some sense into you.
How long?
Oh, about half an hour. He's pretty churned up.
They're saying he's got AIDS. Has he?
Well, you better ask him that, Laurie.
Well, he's not gay and he's not a smack freak.
Does it matter?
Not really.
We just want to try and get him settled before it becomes a major issue.
I can stall until after lunch. If he's not back by then, I'll have to report it.
Thanks, Laurie.
Letting Jones and Miller out for lunch, okay?
What's up with Jones?
He punched Miller out for winding him up about the site.
It's one of those days, Pat.
He was the rarest of rarities. Human being. Actually cared for people. I was doing a hard time. He tried to help me. I'm not homosexual, but I came to love the guy. became his protector. And in time, his lover. It happens. Blokes doing long stretches form relationships they normally wouldn't outside. There was a need for tenderness and love. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
A hand stretches out for warmth and understanding. Only fools knock it away. I was fitter then. I could protect him from the other prisoners, but not from a dirty, disease-infected needle.
You can't blame yourself for that.
They transferred him to the unit. You know, that little island in the middle of the ocean? I watched the shadows lengthen in his face. The sun set in his eyes, waiting to die. You see why I can't go back there?
I do. But Harry, if you let them know that you're capable of taking your own life or posing a physical threat to anyone else, they'll have to transfer you.
I miss the old days.
Come on, line up.
Bit touchy there, Jonesy. The old hormones acting up, are they?
Bit tough when you got to spill your gas to get a route, mate. Hey?
You're right, Pat. She is a good listener. Nearly as good as you.
Not much choice when you get wound up, Harry. Just don't get him started on food.
Ready when you are, sister. Oh, Kevin's right about you. You're okay. Thanks for that.
Speaking of Kevin, did you hear that he was involved in a fight this morning?
If a prisoner's mental condition deteriorates, Louisa, I'd like to know about it. No secrets. Where is he now?
He's on his way back to the cell. He's worried about what's going to happen to him, but he's okay.
What do you think should happen?
As little as possible. He built up a daily routine for himself, which he's comfortable with. If we isolate him now, it's only going to aggravate the situation.
Do any of the prisoners know that he's got AIDS?
Well, the way rumours spread in this place, probably the rest of the jail by now.
Let's hope it's not as accurate as some of the other rumours. Next time something like this happens, I'd appreciate not being the last to know.
What are you bloody waiting for? Bit of death wish, Miller.
Listen, there's something I reckon we ought to decide before Harry gets back. Now, I don't know about the rest of yous, but I don't fancy having anyone in here with AIDS bleeding all over the place, eh? Right. Now, I say no HIV-positive prisoners in the block, period. If it can happen to a screw at Wattlefield, it can happen to any one of us.
Classes got it all wrong, as usual.
What are you talking about, Jones?
Alrighty, you don't want to know the real story, it's fine with me.
What real story is that, Jonesy?
Well, they reckon that this screw at Wattlefield was gay. He already had AIDS.
Bullshit.
He was just hassling the poor bastard to stab him so he could claim it on workers' comp.
That's bullshit.
The screw was manipulating him for the bucks. Harry, served your spot, mate.
Thanks, I'm not hungry.
These screws are going to be the death of every goddamn person. I'm telling you, if we don't arc up, if we just let this get lost in the wash, we're going to be living with a goddamn AIDS guy here every single cell that we've got. Don't be getting calm about it. Kick up a stink.
What are they on about now?
Oh, they say AIDS business has got the wind up them. The union rep's asking for details too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Louisa, did you see Jim? And?
In principle, he's agreed to leave Harry where he is.
I don't know how you managed to get that piece of glass out of his hand. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's Kevin Jones. How can I have been so stupid as to... How can I have been so stupid?
How serious is it?
For him, very.
And for you?
I don't know.
Do you love him?
It's out of the question.
That isn't an answer.
There is no answer.
I think this is one of the most stupid and lunatic things I've ever heard.
Well, that just about sums up my reaction too, Sam, but under the
There is no way that one of my staff would start bringing drugs into the prison. Can you say the same thing about the custodial officers?
Well, the custodial officers are just as adamant that none of their members are involved.
Well, what else are they going to say? Only takes one of them looking the other way to open the floodgates.
And you couldn't say the same about the clinical staff?
Jim, I will personally vouch for each and every one of my staff, all right?
What about rumours of an affair?
What?
An affair between Louisa Corelli and Kevin Jones.
You've got to be kidding, Jim. Either you've just taken leave of your senses, or I have.
Take it you haven't heard the rumour?
Yeah, of course I've heard rumours. Louisa's an attractive woman. There's no way she'd get personally involved with one of the prisoners.
Well, I heard it from a custodial officer.
I don't care who you heard it from. It's not true.
Then I want it stopped before it goes any further. And if you don't do anything about it, I will. A member of the Wattlefield custodial staff was abused and heavied by a prisoner who has since been confined to punishment. No serious injuries were sustained and the matter had nothing whatever to do with AIDS. Now, you have to get it through your head that AIDS prisoners have as much right as anyone else to be in this block.
Well, how are we supposed to know who the hell they are if they weren't admitted?
Public disclosure is a matter for the prisoner himself and nobody else.
We should have a right to know if we're sharing a cell with someone with AIDS.
I repeat, it is up to the prisoner and the prisoner alone as to whether or not he chooses to go public. And if anyone is found discriminating against a prisoner who does go public, he will have all privileges withdrawn and be further dealt with if necessary. Now, that's just the way it is.
We got a problem. Whatever it is that is going on between you and Jones, it's apparently all over the prison. Now, whether there's any truth in it or not, doesn't really matter to them. It is whatever they want to believe. You've got to put a stop to this, Louisa. You have got to stop seeing Kevin Jones.
I know. I'll deal with it.
Can you? Oh, God, I've stood back and watched this develop for long enough. You know what's at stake? You've worked too hard for this to end up having to justify yourself to some ethics committee.
I know what I have to do, Sam.
What's in the bag?
Gym gear, sir.
May we look?
Yes, sir.
Is this your biscuit tin?
Yes, it is.
Do we have your permission to open it?
Yes.
Got that sorted out in no time flat. You happy now? I got the itch again, Harry. You're breaking your leg to stay put and I'm busting a gut to get out.
Prisoner Kevin Jones to psychology. Prisoner Kevin Jones to psychology.
It's all her fault.
Let someone get under your skin for whatever reason, body chemistry starts going. Reactions start happening. Signals start getting flashed across the synapses in your brain, up and down your spine. Like a tree in spring when the sap starts to flow. If the other person feels the same way, it's no problem.
Yeah, but what if they don't?
Well, it's like a tree has to try and grow by itself in a waterless desert. Becomes a biological impossibility.
Prisoner Kevin Jones to psychology.
Hey! Can I find my missus? What? Come on.
Hey, Jonesy, give it one for me, eh?
Where?
To Wattlefield. It's a routine transfer. It's not a punishment. I'm trying to give us both room to move. Think I'm gutless, don't you?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does matter. Kevin, I could have resigned. It wouldn't have solved anything. You're still going to be doing hard time. This was the only way.
When?
If the paperwork is completed as early as tomorrow.
I better get packed.
Kevin, you accused me earlier today of wearing a professional mask. You're right, I do. I'm sorry. I have to do my job.
What, hide your true feelings, you mean?
Any type of feelings. Kevin, I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to get emotionally or personally involved with my clients.
Okay, so when you go home at night, that's the end of it, right? Out of sight, out of mind?
No. Not always.
Did you think of me?
Please, let's not go down that road again.
Why not, Louisa? It's an honest road. It's the road you taught me. Did you think of me, or were you using me?
Kevin.
Answer me.
Using you how?
When you went home at night, all right? You went somewhere else. You went home to your family.
Yeah.
I was always here, on tap, whenever you wanted to see me, but on your terms, not on mine. Okay? I mean, did you feel anything at all? No, don't do this. Just look at me and answer the question. Because I felt something for you. I felt something for you in here and up here. That was definitely something that was not planned. It was just something that happened.
Yes. I did feel something for you. I do feel something for you. In here and up here. And that is why I am not a good counsellor to you, Kevin. I tried to be your friend. And with all that expectation came disappointment. And I let you down. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't keep looking in, son. Out there, that's where it is.
What's out there, man? Walls and fences.
Come here. Come on, I want to show you something. You did something for me today. Now I'm going to do something for you. Come on, stand here. Come on. Stand here. Look out towards the main gates. What do you see?
Walls and fences.
Now look beyond the walls and fences. Look through the hole in the main gates. Concentrate on the trees, and the walls disappear. Hear the bell ringing? That's the local high school. Kids are getting out for the day, going off to the shops, hanging out with their mates, checking the local talent. Sometimes you can hear their voices on the wind. Sometimes it's like you're almost there. Just get the angles right. And you're always part of it.
You're calling it a day. You did the right thing.
Screwed up, Sam. We both know it.
No, you didn't screw up. You just gave too much of yourself. They're starved of emotion and affection. However much you give, it's never going to be enough.
Now I'm abandoning him altogether.
You made more progress with Jones than the rest of us put together. You got through to him, Louisa. You made him feel like a human being again, not just a maggot. It's not something he'll easily forget. If you feel like a talk, I've got time for a drink. If not today, then whenever.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam was very worried. He was convinced you were going to do something silly, like hand in your resignation. You didn't, did you? Hand in your resignation?
No.
Good. Be a bugger trying to get a lift with someone else. Harry was right. You are a good listener. It'll get easier. Trust me.
Yep, cool. Okay, well, listen, I better go, because I just got out of the shower and I'm dripping wet and I've got to get changed and my dressing gown, what do you think? Under my dressing gown.
I'm home.
Yeah, hi, Mum.
Hi, Ma. Just
darling.
making some pasta and sauce. And I'm going out with Jenny tonight to the library. What are you doing?
I bought a chicken. I thought we'd have a nice home-cooked dinner for a change.
Oh, Mum, I've got to go out tonight.
What's going on?
She stopped the microwave.
Suppose you've got plans for the evening too?
Yeah.
Look, I know that this is short notice, but for the last week, apart from going into or out of the bathroom, I've hardly seen either of you.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Yeah, Mum, we've been home almost every night. You're the one that's married to your work.
Yeah, well, now I want to be a mother to my kids for a change, okay? Before they grow up, they move out of the house, and I never see you again.
Mum, no one's moving out, but I've got to meet Jenny at the library at 7 tonight.
Can't you change it?
This is a really big thing for you, isn't it?
I just don't want you growing up without me.
Okay, I'll change my plans. I'll do dinner or whatever you want. I've just got to make a couple of phone calls, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, Mum, I'll do my library thing tomorrow.
Mum, you know we do miss having you around as well. Sometimes, anyway.
Gonna miss you, Jonesy.
Down, won't you?
I told you to get out of one day.